Archangel Michael says, this is the moment the sky began to shift. The force that was sent against you has returned to its sender, multiplied in pain, in chaos, and in regret. What you're about to hear isn't a tale, it's the spiritual record of what was meant to ruin you, now reversed in a way they never saw coming. They gathered under darkness, speaking your name with mouths full of poison and envy. Their hands were not clean, and their intentions were drenched in jealousy, hoping to pull you down before your breakthrough. They smiled in public but sharpened their blades in private. Something unexpected interrupted their plan the moment it was put in motion. One of them suddenly collapsed before they could complete the final act. Another received a call that shattered their confidence, an investigation, a fallout, a confession overheard. You were protected not because you begged, but because your destiny is bigger than their hatred. Your name was marked for purpose long before they whispered it in deception. That's why what they planned came undone with a scream and a shadowed silence. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their circle is breaking apart now. One by one, each of them is turning against the other, blaming, doubting, panicking. They thought it would be easy to destroy you because you trusted too deeply, forgave too quickly, and kept too quiet. But the heavens were watching everything they thought was hidden. One woman in their group cried out in fear when she saw your name appear in her dream, surrounded by flames she could not put out. The same person who said, "You'll never recover from this," is now the one needing recovery. Comment: I received divine reversal, if you know someone secretly tried to block your name from shining. Archangel Michael says, the reason your life felt heavy lately was because they launched an unseen attack. But what they never expected was how the energy of their curse would turn into their own haunting. Their own children started behaving strangely, their phones began malfunctioning, and they saw something outside their window that left them trembling. Type Amen to get blessing 494. You felt weak, but it was only because your spirit was undergoing a silent war. Every delay, every tear, every lost opportunity was not in vain. While you stayed still, angels were working behind the scenes, building a case, gathering the evidence, watching them fall into the trap they set for you. A secret recording exposed one of them. They thought they deleted it, but it was saved in a place they never checked. That voice memo is now in the hands of someone who holds power and loyalty to you. They preyed on your downfall, but you were rising while they laughed. Their smiles were masks, and now they are being stripped away. One of them recently fell sick, doctors can't explain it, but spiritual law knows why. Type Amen to get blessing 722. An object they gave you was cursed. Yes, a simple gift, a token of fake love. They didn't want you to keep it, they wanted it to keep you stuck. But the moment you threw it away, a surge of release hit your energy like thunder. Your sleep has changed because their access has been blocked. You're dreaming differently, waking with clarity, sensing things before they happen. That's not anxiety, it's awakening. Someone close to them warned them not to mess with your spirit. But they were too obsessed, too arrogant, thinking they could twist fate. Now that same person is watching their life fall apart piece by piece. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Comment if you've ever felt a sudden heaviness around a specific person or place. Your name is being written again in places it was once erased. You are receiving back what was stolen, delayed, and tampered with. But what's more powerful is this: what they lost will never return to them. One man in their group thought he could manipulate the energy around you. He studied spiritual things for the wrong reasons. That man now wakes up screaming, seeing your face in his sleep, except you're surrounded in divine light, and he is burning in regret. Archangel Michael says, "They mocked the wrong one." The universe counted your tears and sent wind into your lungs when they wanted you breathless. You survived it not by luck, but by divine order. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. One of them is about to be exposed through technology. A text is being forwarded, a screenshot being revealed. A camera that was never supposed to record did exactly that. Their lies are on tape. Don't be surprised if someone comes to you crying, asking for mercy. That's not guilt, it's fear of punishment. You don't need revenge, their karma has already begun. They underestimated your silence. They thought because you didn't react, you were defeated. But what they couldn't see was your spirit aligning with divine justice. Type Amen to get blessing 234. One of the people involved just had a severe financial loss. The same bank account they flaunted has now been flagged. Their name is under review, and no amount of begging will stop what's unfolding. They were warned multiple times, spiritually and physically, but they didn't listen. The last warning was in a dream where they saw your eyes turn into lightning, and a voice told them, "You touched the chosen one." The truth is, they were never strong enough to destroy you. They only delayed what was already written. And now that time has caught up with destiny, their curtain is falling. Type Amen to get blessing 393. Comment, "I am chosen," if you've been fighting unseen battles silently. A spiritual blockage was recently removed from your path. That moment you suddenly felt light, hopeful, calm, that wasn't random. It was the moment your angels completed a turnaround in your favor. A woman among them cried and confessed to someone who knows you. She said, "I didn't know it would go this far. I just wanted to see them suffer a little." Now she's the one suffering in shadows. Her skin is changing. Her eyes have turned gray. She's not herself anymore, because tampering with divine order has consequences. Type Amen to get blessing 616. The energy around your home is shifting. That odd noise you heard, the cold wind that passed through the hall, those were signals of spiritual interference leaving. A new force has entered, and it's guarding your front door. One of them tried to come close to your home recently. They were blocked. A dog barked endlessly, a mirror cracked, and they turned around in fear. Their hands tremble when they hear your name now. Their phone freezes when your picture is shown. That's how deep your spiritual authority is becoming. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Comment if you've been waking up at unusual hours lately. There's a document being reviewed now that involves your name. They tried to hide it, to forge something, to delay a decision meant to favor you. But the truth came out in a strange way. A clerk noticed a mismatch. Your case is being moved forward. You'll soon receive word that a long-pending matter is being released in your favor. And that's when the full exposure will begin. They tried to hide behind others. But the person they trusted the most is the one who gave their identity away. That's the price of betrayal. They never know which snake will bite back. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Archangel Michael says, this moment is sacred. You're not just being saved, you're being vindicated. What they laughed about behind closed doors is becoming their greatest regret. Your next chapter won't need apology. You will rise in such silence and power that their words will choke in their throats. Watch how quickly people switch sides when they see favor land on you. One of them is planning to leave the city. They're afraid. They heard your name mentioned by someone in authority and realized this is not going to end quietly. Type Amen to get blessing 411. A relative who once believed their lies is going to approach you. They're seeing signs, messages, dreams that show them the truth. They will apologize in a way you never imagined. You don't need revenge. Heaven already assigned spiritual forces to deal with each of them. Your role is to walk forward boldly, knowing protection surrounds you. The days ahead are not random. They are calculated windows of destiny opening. You'll be positioned exactly where you're meant to be, while they scatter, confused and punished. Type Amen to get blessing 545. Comment, divine reversal is mine, if you know this word is for you. Your glow is returning. Your strength is no longer leaking into ungrateful souls. And what was done in the dark is being shouted in daylight. Get ready for a phone call that will make your heart race. A stranger saw the truth and decided to speak up. They're holding a file, a copy, a message, and it has your justice inside. Archangel Michael says, stand still, the storm is collapsing on them, not you. You were never the victim, you were the divine key they tried to bury. But seeds don't die in the dark, they root deeper. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They underestimated what you carried within. They only saw your kindness as weakness, your delays as defeat, your silence as surrender. But inside you, divine fire was growing, and now, it's consuming everything that was sent to destroy you. The woman who led the attack is losing sleep. Her face is aging faster, her health is declining, and her secrets are slipping through cracks she never thought would open. Her own reflection is now scaring her. One of them attempted to do a spiritual ritual with your name. They lit a candle, chanted your name, wrote it on parchment. But the moment they tried to seal the curse, the flame rose and burnt their fingers. Comment, I cancel every attack, if you feel your name was placed where it didn't belong. Type Amen to get blessing 727. Your ancestors showed up that night. They formed a spiritual wall around you and sent the curse straight back. The attacker woke up screaming in a cold sweat, unable to speak for 3 hours. Now, someone who once ignored you is coming back with trembling hands. They saw what happened to those who touched you, and they don't want to end up the same. Their pride is melting, and their apology is heavy with fear. One of the men involved now hears whispers when alone. He's seen shadows move across his wall, and his devices flicker when he tries to call your name. He thought he could dominate spiritually, but the heavens are teaching him a lesson. Type Amen to get blessing 616. You are walking into divine justice so loud, your enemies will be silenced without you lifting a hand. Someone who defended them will now defend you. Someone who mocked you will now mention your strength. They were caught in a lie they created themselves. A file was found with your name erased, and beneath it, the original document resurfaced. That tampering is now under legal review. Watch what happens in the next 14 days. Their plans will unravel like thread in a storm. They thought they had power, but their foundation was built on lies and stolen moments. Type Amen to get blessing 909. Archangel Michael says, they should have walked away when warned. They should have kept your name out of their lips. But they didn't, and now the fire they lit is devouring their own lives. A woman who pretended to support you has just been exposed. Her social media accounts are being investigated. A screenshot she accidentally shared revealed more than she ever intended. You are not just protected, you are chosen to be elevated above what tried to bury you. No weapon formed could prosper, because divine reversal was already written in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Comment if you've ever felt like something invisible was trying to block your progress. They won't be able to explain what's happening to them. But deep down, they'll know it started the moment they tried to harm you. The energy around their lives is unstable, doors closing, calls not going through, jobs slipping from their hands. That's not bad luck. That's spiritual accountability. The person who once smiled and said, "I support you," was recording you instead. But their device backfired. The audio was distorted and somehow sent to the wrong contact, someone who's now turning it over. Type Amen to get blessing 303. There's someone watching all this unfold who once doubted you. Now, they are realizing you were the one telling the truth all along. Their loyalty is returning, stronger than before. A major connection will soon be made. Someone in authority will cross-reference 2 documents and see your name was unjustly removed. Your name will be re-entered. A door will be reopened. Their envy came from your light. They saw what you carried before you even knew how powerful you truly are. But now that you know, nothing will touch you again the way it once did. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Archangel Michael says, it's not over, it's only beginning. Now comes the part where your name is whispered in awe, not slander. Where your presence is honored, not attacked. The spiritual war you didn't even know you were fighting has ended in victory. Those dreams, that heaviness, the emotional storms, they were symptoms of a battle now won. The woman who tried to use your image for manipulation is crumbling. She posted something recently, and someone called her out publicly. Her followers are turning against her. Her mask is slipping. Type Amen to get blessing 828. A child involved has begun asking questions. Children are sensitive to spiritual energy, and this one sees something around you that words can't explain. That's why they're drawing your face in bright colors while drawing the others in darkness. Don't ignore these signs. The universe speaks in layers. One of your enemies is now battling strange illnesses. Not physical alone, but mental and spiritual disturbances. They feel watched, drained, and disconnected. That's what happens when someone touches a chosen one and pretends it's harmless. Type Amen to get blessing 535. Comment, justice is already mine, if this message speaks deeply to you. You're going to receive a message soon. It may come through a forwarded email, an unknown number, or a divine encounter with someone who knows more than they say. This will mark the beginning of your season of restoration. The tables have turned in such a dramatic way that those who sat high mocking you are falling. And those who doubted you are now rushing to align. Your silence shook them louder than words ever could. The door that was slammed in your face is being opened from the inside. And the one who closed it is being escorted out permanently. Type Amen to get blessing 606. A car will arrive in front of your place, inside it is someone who never believed you. But they've seen too much now. They will not speak much, but their eyes will say everything. Your story will soon be told from a position of power. You won't have to defend yourself anymore. The evidence will speak. The spirits will bear witness. There's an audio, a message, or a letter that was hidden. It will soon surface and shatter every false narrative spoken about you. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Archangel Michael says, divine justice doesn't rush, but when it moves, it's final. No one can undo what's been written now in spiritual stone. You are stepping into the spotlight, not as a victim, but as a symbol of victory. The most dangerous thing they ever did was underestimate the one protected by light. Now their own lives are examples of what happens when intentions are wicked and actions are hidden. You will no longer carry shame for what they did. You will carry glory for what you survived. And soon, the world will know your name, not for the lies, but for the truth finally rising. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The building they met in to plan your downfall has gone silent. No more calls, no more laughter, no more whispered schemes. They're all trying to erase their footprints, but it's too late, your angels already documented everything. One of them is being questioned by someone unexpected. The pressure is mounting, and cracks are forming in their stories. The truth is bubbling up through every lie, exposing the rot they tried to bury you in. You didn't ask for revenge. But the divine heard your spirit crying out for fairness. That cry triggered a chain reaction from heaven, and now the consequences are raining down like fire. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Comment, I release the past and walk in my power, if you felt that shift happening recently. Someone who swore they'd never speak up is now the main witness against them. They found an old video, a deleted file, something undeniable. And they're no longer willing to carry guilt for someone else's jealousy. This file contains a detail that only you could have known. It confirms everything you suspected but couldn't prove. Now, you won't have to prove it, because someone else will bring it forward for you. A familiar face is also returning, not to hurt you, but to protect what they once failed to. This person is guided now by visions and dreams showing them what you've had to endure in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 818. You are entering a time when the very people who tried to bury your light will be forced to sit and watch it shine. They won't have the power to dim it anymore. Their access to your energy has been revoked. They tried spiritual manipulation, emotional games, and public smearing. But your angels waited until the perfect time to show their hand. That time is now. You'll notice people staring at you differently, because your spiritual ranking has increased. You carry the weight of survival, the light of truth, and the blessing of reversal. Type Amen to get blessing 919. Archangel Michael says, you are now sealed with divine fire. What hurt you will never touch you again. The trauma has been transmuted into power, and the betrayal has become the fuel for your rising. The woman who cursed your name is going through a sudden public fallout. Her finances are crumbling. Her relationships are souring. She's losing followers, friends, and favor. The one who said you'd never succeed has just lost something they can never get back. They are now looking for you, not to hurt you, but to beg for spiritual mercy. Type Amen to get blessing 383. Comment, the truth is mine, if you've felt strange justice happening around you lately. Your footsteps are now aligned with divine intervention. Doors are opening that you didn't even knock on. Names you never expected to honor you are now whispering blessings behind closed doors. A financial release is coming because the person who delayed it has been spiritually and legally blocked. Their authority has been removed. The energy around your abundance is now flowing freely. Expect a message, unexpected, short, yet heavy with meaning. It will say, we've been reviewing your case again. That's how you'll know the reversal has reached paper level. Type Amen to get blessing 464. There's a relative who once believed the lies about you. But now they've found out the truth, and they're tormented by guilt. They want to reach out but are afraid of rejection. Let them carry that weight until they confess it all. You're not obligated to trust again, but know this, even your enemies are now your validators. Their truth is your evidence. A neighbor, someone you didn't even notice much, knows more than you think. They saw a moment, a meeting, or a message exchanged. They stayed silent, until now. Type Amen to get blessing 797. Archangel Michael says, the reason you've been seeing strange numbers, flickering lights, and feeling sudden chills is because the spiritual verdict has already been delivered. The courtroom in heaven has ruled in your favor. The sentence is being carried out. The woman who laughed the hardest is now crying in private. She recently broke something valuable and saw your initials in the shards. That wasn't coincidence, that was the spiritual mirror shattering. This is no longer just about you being protected. It's about you rising into purpose, clarity, and legacy. Everything they tried to block is now doubling back in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 474. Comment, no more delay, if you've been sensing an energy shift. Your health is improving. That strange fatigue is lifting. That clouded mind is clearing. You're not just healing, you're reactivating the gifts they tried to suppress. The people who gathered to bring you down are scattering. Some have fled cities. Others have blocked each other out of fear of being exposed. What was once a unified attack is now a battlefield of guilt. You are not the same person they thought they could break. You've become a divine storm in silence, and your name now carries weight they cannot touch. Type Amen to get blessing 626. A message will arrive around nightfall. Someone will send it and then unsend it out of fear. But you'll still catch a glimpse. That's your proof. Save it. It may be needed soon. Someone from their side is now planning to switch sides. They realize destruction has come to their doorstep, and they're looking for spiritual asylum. Let them speak, but let your spirit judge. You are not returning to who you were before the attack. You are returning higher, wiser, sharper. Everything they tried to break in you has become stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Your name will appear in a conversation involving honor. A person in position will say, "Why haven't we reached out to them yet?" That moment will be the shift from hiding to spotlight. Prepare your heart for a sudden apology, but also prepare your boundaries. Just because they are broken doesn't mean they belong in your circle again. Some truths come with consequences. Archangel Michael says, their time of mocking you has expired. You have graduated from victim to vessel, from overlooked to unstoppable. Type Amen to get blessing 848.